Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. In this episode, we're breaking down Grant Cardone's Strategy of the Week, and we are going to confront some business. You ready? Let's go. The topic and the theme that I am working with today is the vaccine for COVID-19 won't help you. Will not gonna, no way, no how. Now, I want you to stay with me on this because I've got a very credible argument to back up the point that comes straight from Dr. Grant Cardone, if you will, okay? So before we get into that, let's do a couple different things. Number one, who sponsors the Cardone Solutions Podcast? Well, this week, it is sponsored by our live events. Ain't no virus going to stop us. We are not quitting. We are not going away. We are going to, no matter how we have to do it, socially distanced and all, we are doing boot camps and we are doing the 10X GrowthCon 2021. It's happening. Okay, so do you want to be a part of that? Do you want to be a part of making history with Grant while getting the tools, tactics, tips, principles, skills, mindset, motivation, what you need to grow your business, to thrive in this new economy that we're about to dive into? You need the tools, you need the inspiration, you need the motivation, and most importantly, you can't do it alone. You need a tribe. You need a tribe of fellow 10Xers that are with you. So 10X Growth Conference, we're doing it again. It's going to be next year, 2021. Do we have a venue booked for sure yet? Nope. Do we got a date for sure yet? Nope. Do we have speakers yet? Nope. But you know what? Tickets are on sale. That's right. So you can go to cardonesolutions.com/10X GrowthCon and reserve your tickets now because they ain't going to get any cheaper. And in fact, if you decided to take the leap with me and you hook up on some tickets for GrowthCon this early, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the best price guarantee. That's right. So if the tickets get cheaper, they won't. If they do, I'll credit you the difference. Oh, right? Boot camps. Okay, we're doing one in July. Pretty much sold out. We might be able to squeeze you in. We're going to do one in August. We're going to do one in September. We got one in October. Maybe even throwing one in the November bracket. Possible. Not sure yet. But this is a 3-day deep dive, a very intimate setting with Grant and about anywhere from 250 to 500 other people, usually at the Diplomat, sometimes the Turnberry, but we're going to do it at a nice, posh little hotel in Miami where you spend 3 days deep diving into sales, marketing, business development, culture creation, creating your ideal life. So if you want to join us at one of those, you go to cardonesolutions.com/bootcamp. Right? And you can get some information on tickets, pricing, and start the conversation with me about going. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. Grant's Strategy of the Week really is about empowering you. Okay, and you making sure. Well, look, here's the theme. Okay, I said it at the very beginning. I called it out. I made the big fat claim. The vaccine for COVID, when it shows up, it won't help you. So doctors, scientists, they're out there busting their butt, working very, very hard to find and develop a reliable vaccine for COVID-19. And it's important to note that there's another vaccine you need that you want to get. You need, as Grant says in his strategy, a financial vaccine. Okay? Now, regardless of how the coronavirus vaccine plays out, regardless of your support for vaccines, whether you believe in them or you don't, and you're good either way. I'm not going to judge you. Okay, it's yours. It's your opinion. It's your right as an American to believe it, not to believe it, support it, don't support it. It's all good. But this isn't. Let's just look at how a vaccine works for a second. A vaccine, per Google, is a biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity to a particular infectious disease. Let me just say that one more time. A vaccine is a biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity to a particular infectious disease. So let's focus on three words here. Active, acquired, and immunity. So what can you do to protect yourself from the coming recession? technically it's already here. Is there some kind of economic booster, so to speak, that you can use to inoculate yourself from financial ruin, that you can use to have an active acquired immunity? So a few months ago, early March on the podcast, we identified something that was far more dangerous than the coronavirus itself or any vaccine. There is a pandemic of average out there, and the middle class is proving itself to be more dangerous than being unmasked in an Italian nursing home while sipping on bat stew. The middle class is a disease. And I can say that with full confidence and full certainty because technically, I'm in it. But do you know what it really is? We looked at the definition of vaccine. It's important to understand what the middle class is because you've probably heard the term thousands of times. And you can also define the middle class in three ways. And when you understand the three, I'm going to give you some exercises to do to really understand your thinking about it. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's just look at the three ways you can define middle class. First one's income. And to keep it simple, in the strategy, Grant says this: if you make more than the people you consider poor, yet you are far behind those that you consider rich, then you are self-describing yourself as middle class. In terms of lifestyle, the short version of that's the second thing, is lifestyle. You got income, you got lifestyle, you got thinking. Those are the three things. So we have income, we got lifestyle, which is this: you have just enough to be comfortable. You have just enough to be comfortable. Who do you know? Well, we'll do that in a second. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Slow down. Okay. Thinking. There's income, there's your lifestyle, and then there's the way you think. Here's your middle class indicator. It's a state of mind that convinces you to settle instead of strive for abundance. So the bottom line is this: if you have any thought that getting rich is unnecessary, that you just want to be happy, that money won't make you happy, then you have a middle class mindset. No judgment. Just identify it for what it is. So that's what we're going to do in these exercises. Let's just look at it. Stare at it. Confront it. I'm in your face. Remember when Grant used to say that a couple years back? I'm in your face. Okay? Let's put the middle class as it is in your face. So if you look over the three definitions, here's the exercise. If you're driving, think about it. If you're sheltering in place at home, grab a notepad. If you look over the three definitions I just gave you, you just think through them. And the bottom line. I'd like you to identify your level of agreement with these definitions. So if you need to rewind, go back, listen to them again, maybe write them down, and just really look at how much am I in agreement with these definitions. And again, I'm not going to do it. I won't judge you on it. Nobody should. Don't judge yourself either. Just recognize your degree of agreement. Scale from 1 to 10. Scale from 1 to 5. 1 star, 5 star. Do whatever you want. Just 10 being complete and total agreement, 1 being no way in hell. Where do you find yourself? Do that exercise. Pause this if you want to before you come back. Second exercise I'd like you to do is to then identify how and when you adopted these belief systems. Like in the Closer Survival Guide, Grant's got this great quote called close. The who taught you that close. Let's use that now. When you think about your level of agreement with these middle class mindsets and thinking and lifestyle and income bracket, who taught you that? Or when did you decide them to be true? Who was with you when you made that decision? Where did the decision come from? Like, how and when did it happen? Figure that out. And then the third exercise I want you to do is this. And this might be the hard one. When has, if ever, these belief systems served you and helped you? When have these belief systems served you and helped you? Now, we don't have the time for me to go over what I came up with when I went through the exercises, but I will tell you this. When I really looked at exercise number 3, when have these beliefs served you and how has it helped? It was usually, more often than not, when I was so broke and so frustrated about being broke that any uptick would have been a good thing. And then now, hindsight being what it is, even then, it didn't help me at all. So it served me by giving me a little bit of comfort and security and a target, but that didn't help. I'll let you come to those conclusions on your own, but if you have just enough to be comfortable, you're in more danger than when you were broke. And you may just learn that the hard way in the next year or more. So I'm going to cut over to Grant and Sabrina. They had a conversation. Sabrina's Grant's daughter. She asked him straight up, "Hey, Dad, what does the middle class mean?" And Grant said, "It means right in the middle of things. There are poor people over here that are poor, other people over here that are rich, and then these people right in the middle." And Sabrina's response, which I thought was brilliant, she goes, "Rich people that are poor? Rich people that are poor." So I'm going to give you 3 examples from the strategy of how and why this isn't working, how it's barely worked before, and how it is not going to work moving forward. Number 1, getting a stupid $1,200 handout from the government for staying at home for 2 months doesn't cut it. I mean, does it? No, it doesn't. Think about it. Like, for real. Give it some thought. It doesn't help. Doesn't do anything. Not being able to operate a business unless a mayor or some bureaucrat decides it's quote unquote safe for you to enter a building, that doesn't cut it anymore either, does it? Being told what to do, when to do, how to do it, with or without a mask. Like, you got to wear a mask in an uncrowded park. Deep down, you know that doesn't work for you either. So here's the message from Grant, right out of the strategy, quote unquote. If you are in financial trouble, it's because the authorities are okay with that and want you in bondage. If you are in financial trouble, it's because the authorities are okay with that and want you in bondage. I want to help you, Grant says. I want to give you economic health. And there is no worldwide organization that is going to teach you how to get rich. In fact, probably just the opposite. Schools neglect to teach even the basics about sales and business. I didn't get any of that. Did you? Never mind like an advanced negotiation principle or strategies, principles, tactics that you can employ to make more money. They didn't teach you that. Where do you have to go to an outside source, such as Cardona University. That's your vaccine. This is how you inoculate yourself from the middle class, from average, from the coming recession. Fortunately, this particular vaccine does not have a needle. Now, fair warning, it may be a little painful in the beginning. Not likely, but it might. And the long-term effects that we've seen here, I've been with Grant over 9 years now. The long-term effects that we've seen played out over tens of thousands of people, 221,000 users at the moment. Well worth it for them. Why not you? Why not you? Because when you use this program right, you literally shift your thinking. It changes the way you think to where you can get beyond just enough. And you start moving into prosperity. You start moving into wealth. And in order to create that, you're going to need a couple things. Discipline, that's why it might hurt in the beginning. And then you need skill so that you can build up, as I talked about in the beginning, your active acquired immunity. Okay? And in fact, your Uncle G, Grant, is so committed to helping you vaccinate yourself from average in the middle class, he's literally giving it to you, Cardona University, for free. This way you can test yourself so that you can actually see hands first, feet first. Is it hands first? You can see firsthand. You can see firsthand not only how my brain works, but if you're ready to make your escape from the middle class, to get out of the middle class, to trade your comfort in for what? Freedom. Real, true freedom. Okay? How do you do that? I want you to go to cardonesolutions.com/Cardone U free. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, the word free. Go to that site, the little landing page. You got some choices on how to enter into Cardona University, but the first 14 days are on us. And assuming you cancel before the 14 days are up, it'll cost you nothing but time and some attention. Would you spend 14 days of your time and attention to change your life? Because right now, Grant says, now more than ever, it's time to do what others refuse to do. Are you going to pull back and contract? Or are you going to push into this thing? And whatever decision you make on that, Cardona University will help you. If you've decided that you do need to pull back, every arrow must get pulled back in order to fire. So use your time and your pullback to skill up, change your think, get your head on right, and push forward. Okay? And if you are pushing forward without the pullback, you're going to need to keep your head on right. You're going to need to maintain your skill set. You're going to need some new ways of doing things. You're going to need to know how to prospect in this market. You're going to need to know how to cold call. You're going to need to know how to cut to the chase quick and understand what's important to your buyer so you can close that deal faster. Time is money, always has been. Speed is power. So the faster you can get to that, the faster you move on to the next thing. What'd you get out of today? What'd you learn? What'd you hear? What are you doing? Are you doing the exercise? Did you already do it, or are you going to come back to it later? Either way, do the exercises. do the exercise. And if you need some help with this, if you need to talk it out, you want to work through some of this, reach out to me. My email address, david@grantcardone.com. My office line right here, 310-777-0352. Anything I can do to help and serve, please let me know. I'm going to leave you in the words of Uncle G. Be great, because nothing else pays. Talk to you soon.